Got two honorable mentions here. So the first one is going to be the Detroit Lions.
Oof, yes.
Man, was I so wishing. I mean, God bless Seattle. You know, we have a lot of Seahawks fans that follow us, so I'm happy for them. Very happy for the Seahawks fans.
Yeah.
Man, that Sunday night game, oh, how extra special would that have been? I mean, it was special enough that they knocked the Packers out. But man, they started 1-6 and they finished 9-8. Like, that's amazing, really is. I mean, and we knew their offense was good. It was just the defense, man, giving up 33 points a game their first 7 games. You know, after that, it was right around 20 points a game their last 10 games they had given up. Like, man, they just figured something out. Yeah. So they're going to be exciting next year. Now, we'll see. Last I heard, Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator, and Ben Johnson, their offensive coordinator, was going to be interviewing with the Colts. So, or they had asked permission. Now, whether or not they're going to go, you know, and do the interview, I guess we'll find out and see. But, man, if they can keep that core together, they should be exciting next year, I think.
Well, and also the thing that's interesting is how many times do you see a team that doesn't make the playoffs having both their offensive and defensive coordinators being highly sought after for interviews for head coaching opportunities when they have no head coaching experience. And it just goes to show people understand the trajectory that they're on. And look, to me, the biggest thing is the offensive coordinator for the Lions managed to get a career year out of Jared Goff at quarterback.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, man, you deserve everything that you could possibly have coming to you, because you guys know I'm not a Jared Goff fan by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think he's a bad guy, and I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I just think, for lack of a better term, he's a loser. And not a loser as a person, but I just feel like he's a guy that can amass statistics when the games don't count, and then he just kind of disappears or makes that crucial mistake, you know, when the pressure's on. But, man, you can't deny what the guy did this year, and he put up an absolute heck of a season for the Lions.
Yeah, I saw a crazy stat. I think ESPN put it out there that Goff's last 5 games had, like, the best QB rating that was going, and he had, like, 15 touchdowns and 0 interceptions going in. Wow. How about that for somebody that's just decided to just turn the page and do something, you know, unreal, especially when it mattered most, coming towards the end of the season when they had a chance to make their run.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
He was an afterthought. I mean, with that whole trade, that trade, he was a throw-in. It was like, hey, yeah, we'll take Stafford and we'll give you these draft picks, but you got to take Jared Goff in his contract. He was a little an afterthought. And I mean, statistically, I mean, you'd have to go back and obviously look game by game, break it down, but he was a top 6 quarterback this year. I mean, I don't know. There were 6 quarterbacks better. You know, there was more quarterbacks better than him this year. I mean, he played minimally like a top 10 quarterback. So that bodes well if he can keep that up for the draft, for them just, you know, they could throw another big body on that defensive line. You know, now they got the Rams pick, which is going to be very high. So, I mean, you know, they can continue building that defense up. You know, maybe
and they have them dirt cheap. The salary cap situation for them is fantastic because when you look at just as a starting quarterback, forget about as a top 10 starting quarterback, just as a starting quarterback, his contract's dirt cheap. So, you know, they have some time to be able to really get, you know, some people around him and continue to build this thing out. I think they could be a deep sleeper team for next year. Nobody's going to want to play them.
Nobody, I mean, come playoff time, I mean, they were going to be a dangerous team, I think. I mean, you know, it looks like probably they would have ended up playing the Niners, but I think that would have been a pretty darn good game. So, good for them.